All right, welcome to Byfield, Massachusetts, Triton Regional High School, home of the Vikings, and we're here for volleyball. Second home game of the season, I believe.
Yep.
And very excited. I'm Patrick Heffernan, and I'm joined here by Paul.
Paul Zarnowski.
And a father of one of the players on the team, which is always fun.
Yes, absolutely.
It's always a challenge. The father has to say the right thing about his daughter, but not the wrong thing. So, and we wanted to take time before the game because just to sort of set up the season. This is game 3 for the Triton Vikings, 0-2 going into this game. But, Paul, you've seen the last 2 games. How have they looked?
They look good. The first game was Coach Bob played everybody, and I think he's looking to see just who could play because they have a lot of new players on the team on Varsity that didn't play Varsity last year. The second game looked like he had more of a rotation in place with only one spot that was really trying people out still, so we'll see if he continues that. So they look pretty good. Georgetown was a tough loss. Every set was close. They won one set, lost 3, but the last 3 sets were like in the 20s for both teams. So very encouraging. They came out a little flat, I thought, in the first set, but once they won that first set of the season in set number 2, set 3 and 4, a lot of energy, and hoping that carries through to this Hamilton-Wenham team.
Yeah, that's pretty competitive. I watched the first broadcast where you were on with Izzy Oldani, and I mean, there were times when they played really well, but it definitely felt a little lopsided.
Yeah.
So it sounds like against sorry, who'd you say it was?
Georgetown.
A lot better. So tonight we have the Hamilton-Wenham team. What do you know about them?
Well, they went to the Division 4 round of 8 last year, and lost in that round. And really this whole division for Cape Ann, every team except for Pentucket went to the tournament. So we can say that about every team basically.
Right.
But really, new coach Mark Toriano. Down there, he's replacing Jennifer. What was her last name? I knew it. Anyway, a longtime coach for Hamilton-Wenham. She did a great job getting this team where it is. Lots of seniors on this team. I think there's 8 seniors, but a lot of good. They looking at their scoring. I pulled off max preps. They distribute the ball a lot. They have 3 players with more than 10 kills for the season already over 3 games. Grace Roebuck, they're one of their captains, was a 2021 Cape Ann League All-Star. So a good team, expecting them to give Triton a good battle on this.
And do you remember how they played them last year?
I do not. I did not look that one up.
I should have looked it up. So that's all right. It's my fault. It's on me. I knew the records coming in, but I forgot to look at how they did last year. So how about who's the standout so far in the season? I know it's only 2 games in for Triton, but I know you've got some numbers on some of the players.
Yeah, it looks like Emma Campbell. The middle for Emma Campbell and Kendall Liebert have really been shining right now. Emma had 9 kills at Georgetown. Kendall had 7 kills. Both had 2 blocks. Emma has 6 blocks on the season. Kendall has 5. So they've really shined out, and that's really from last year. They both played last year in that middle position, so that's kind of continuing what we saw from last year. Grace Romine taking the number 1 outside hitter position that Mia occupied last year.
Right.
So
right.
And that's the biggest one. It's
Grace is taking that on.
Grace is taking that.
Okay.
She's been starting in that number 1 spot for outside hitter.
Those are some big shoes to fill. I mean, Mia Berardino was a special kind of player, and actually there were a couple other seniors on that team, Molly Kimball as well.
Yep.
Also kind of a special player. So I imagine for this team, starting 0-2 maybe is a little bit of not necessarily what you want, but maybe expected because it's going to take a little time to find themselves with 2 really big pieces going from last year.
Right. You talk about replacing Molly. Molly and Mia, and the other seniors on the team. They knew where they were on the court at all times, right? They played together for such a long time. Laura, being the new setter, she's got to learn wherever everyone wants that ball. She's got to get that ball, distribute that ball over to the right side, over to the outside as well, so that we're not as predictable on the offsides. And that was a breakfast conversation we had this morning.
I can imagine, yeah. So she's just a sophomore though, but she starts.
Yeah, she starts.
Okay.
She's been doing volleyball since 5th grade. We're doing clinics, and then started club in 6th grade. And told Coach Bob at one of the clinics that she's in 6th grade. She's like, I'm going to be a really good setter someday. And
wow.
She made it her goal to be on varsity in her freshman year, because like we mentioned before.
Right.
Her older sister played for Pentucket. She wanted to play against Nicole. It didn't happen that way, but really probably a good thing because she wasn't going to supplant Molly last year.
Right.
And she got a lot of playing time on JV. So,
right.
But still a lot of work to do for the team, and she's having some fun though.
That's fantastic. So the other starters tonight, Emma Campbell, I can see that.
Yep.
Who else we got out there? Looks like Brianna Welch.
Grace Romine, and looks like Olivia Caravelis.
Olivia Caravelis, and probably Kendall Liebert, right? Doesn't she normally start?
No, Kendall will probably she normally does. Is she number 7 out there?
Yeah,
she's
number 7.
Number 7.
Yep. Oh, and Madeline.
Madeline's going to be the
Madeline Doring.
Libero.
So I'm glad that you've been deeply involved in volleyball for many, many years, it sounds like. Did you play yourself?
I did not.
Okay.
I mentioned to Izzy on the last broadcast, I play some rec ball, but I'm not a volleyball player. I just play volleyball.
Well, the big plus side to that is you actually know this game really well. So I'm going to be asking a lot of questions. Even though I might be doing play-by-play, you're definitely the guy that knows the game better. So. The one thing that I definitely am baffled by when it comes to volleyball is the referees. I mean, there seems to be a different kind of rhythm from those guys than any other sport.
Yeah, they have to work. A lot of them don't work together. They like right now, the other ref is trying to get the other ref to go see him.
Here we go.
Right,
it's a good start to the game.
Yeah.
So it looks like Hamilton-Wenham's going to serve to start here. And they're moving.
Oh, they're moving the camera.
Is that our camera or their camera?
That's their camera. They probably have Huddle or something set up for that.
Seems like a really bad idea having it there. Having seen many Triton VTV cameras get hit by a ball or a person, that was not in a good spot anyway.
Yeah, I record all the I recorded all of Pentucket games last year because I was helping out with stats, and I recorded. And I've had my camera and tripod get hit a few times.
Do they play? They played in the same gym as the basketball, right?
Yes, they did.
That was one of the worst gyms in the Cape.
No, that's gone.
Happy to see it gone. There's the first serve of the game. We'll tap up front. Hamilton-Wenham's going to score first.
Yeah, and those over passes will always end up being hit right back at you, 9 times out of 10.
So this is their libero starting off in the bright red. And her serve goes right into the net.
Ava Day. I think her sister Emma was this Cape Ann League All-Star setter for Hamilton-Wenham last year.
Just a sophomore herself. It's
yes.
Actually a lot of underclassmen starting for Triton as well. Just a couple seniors out there.
Grace Romine with a serve.
Nicely placed. Here we go. First drill volley of the game. Looks like Grace found that one as well. I'm not sure she meant to hit it quite that way, but that worked, didn't it?
That did work.
Yeah.
And that was
Eloise Kilpatrick, right. So the substitutions can sort of happen just willy-nilly, or is there a pattern to it?
He's going to have a rotation, so Eloise looks like she came in for number 8 there, Brianna Wells. So Brianna is a right side, so it's... No,
Brianna's still up there, yeah.
Maybe
wrong. Emma Campbell came out. There we go, another good serve. Chance here for Hamilton-Wenham. Finds a hole in the floor, yeah. But you can substitute anytime. You don't have to be serving, right? Or do you have to be serving?
Typically what will happen is for instance, you'll see when Brianna comes over to the right side here, when it's her turn to go to the back to serve, she'll probably get replaced by somebody as a defensive specialist. And right now, Emma Campbell's in. Madeline Doring's taking the ball for serves. That's a libero switch. Libero can come in anytime, but can only serve for one person. Nice serve.
She puts it right over to her counterpart. Nice little set. Here we go. Chance for Emma. Oh, Fantastic block by number 16 from Hamilton-Wenham.
And that's a skill for Hamilton-Wenham. They've got 2 players in the middle. That was Gabby Campbell, 10 blocks already on this year. The other middle, number 31, Kat, can't pronounce her last name, is 11 blocks. So
pronouncing last names is an art. Oh, nice play by both sides on that one. That's going to look long, and it is. Triton picks up another point.
So good reactions there on the Triton side. Well, let's come back right back at you. It's you can't think. So it looks like 17. It's Haley Harris coming in for Brianna Welsh to serve.
Also a senior on this team.
Yep.
Just a softball player too, isn't she?
She is a catcher on the softball team.
Yeah.
A lot of softball players play volleyball.
Nice serve from Harris. And again, right into the exact same spot on the floor. That's
a little bit of a hole there.
Yeah. Madeline Doring's a basketball player. Kendall Liebert's a basketball player. So there's a couple basketball players too. Another good serve from Hamilton-Wenham, but that one goes over and finds.
Hey.
Well done. Finds that same little mystery spot in the center of the floor,
Right.
which oddly enough, with all those players out there, right in the middle of the floor seems to be where it's working out.
Looks like Eloise serving here. Nice serve.
Excellent. Does that count as an ace?
In my book, it counts as an ace.
All right.
Eloise had 4 aces versus Georgetown. So just a good dying ball there. Maybe some movement left to right on it. And that one's out.
Yeah, it's one thing I imagine in high school volleyball is a little bit of an adjustment because there are some girls who can like run up and jump and serve and it's just crushed every time, and then other girls that are doing that thing where it sort of just dies over. So as an opponent, you never quite know what you're going to get, especially not in the first game.
Nice up. Up. Little miscommunication between Emma and Laura there.
So this 15 serving for Hamilton-Wenham is Maddie Wilson, and she's got a pretty powerful serve. So it's coming like that every time.
Again, some miscommunication on the Hamilton-Wenham side as well.
Madeline Doring plays that, sends it over. Here's a chance.
Nice swing by Grace.
Good recovery by Hamilton-Wenham. Back to Grace again.
That's in.
It's in?
Oh, you're calling it out.
Really? Well, good advantage for Hamilton-Wenham. It's the 3rd time she gets to serve. She absolutely crushes it. That one's out.
That one's out for sure.
Time for Triton to regroup here a little. They had a lead. Now they've lost it, 8-7. Chance to send it over. She does. That one looks long, a little bit long. Yeah. So 3 mistakes in a row by Triton. They've lost a little bit of their momentum here. And part of it I would credit to this Hamilton-Wenham server. She's put it over tough every time.
Nice up by Madeline there. And that's a nice swing. Nice point.
Definitely earned that one. And Madeline on that back row had to take pretty much every one of those serves.
Right.
Did a really good job with it. So Kendall Liebert coming back into the game. 23 is Emma Campbell, right?
Yes, it's Emma. She's got a good serve as well. Had a nice few runs on against Georgetown.
That one looks good.
Yep.
Chance here for Hamilton-Wenham. They dropped it right over.
Yep. Caught Emma just a little bit too far back.
So you can substitute all the time, but you still got to keep track of it, yeah?
They keep track of it, so they'll keep track of how many liberos for free. I think you get 12 or 18 substitutions. I can't remember how much. It depends on the rule set you're using. Another nice serve. Haley Harris with a... Sorry.
Good play. Good recovery from Hamilton-Wenham to Madeline Doring to Laura. And here comes a chance. Nicely done. Another chance at the net for Hamilton-Wenham, right into the net. Good little back and forth on that one. Good effort from Triton.
Good volley on that one.
Brianna Welch coming back in. So the left side of the net here for Triton is pretty tall.
Yeah.
I mean, both of those girls are closing in on 6 feet at least. So good
nice
dying
serve. I don't know if she meant to do that. That sounded like she mishit it a little bit, but you know.
This is your daughter, sir.
This is my daughter, yeah.
Right.
But she's been working on spot serving, so maybe she meant to do that. Kind of throwing a change up, I guess.
There's another one. Not a change up that time.
No.
Chance here for Hamilton-Wenham. Little dink. Somebody came into the net.
I think they're under the net, I think. Looks like Grace went under the net.
So what's the rule on that? Because I saw Madeline during the last game I think it was Madeline, went under the net at one point. Is it just if you don't get caught?
If it impacts the play, the big thing is safety. You don't want someone coming down on your foot.
Oh, right, yeah.
And that actually happened to my older daughter at this summer at a game we were playing at. And, it was just pick-up volleyball, and someone came under the net, and she landed on them. And 2 weeks before college, she sprained her ankle. Pretty badly, too.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's okay. She recovered.
Another solid serve. That back line probably could have let that one go. Hard to know.
Tough no. If it's above your shoulders, it really depends on where you're standing, I guess, and how hard it is.
Hamilton-Wenham extends that lead to 3 again. And for the third time in this game, they put it into the net on the serve.
It's an issue for them. I looked at their stats, and they had 12 aces already this year in 3 matches, but 16 service errors. So they're actually a -4.
And there's the first one of the night for Triton.
Triton, from the first 2 matches, looked like they had much better serving, just consistently over the net. Maybe they're not all hard, but if it doesn't go over, it doesn't really matter how hard it is.
Right, as long as it goes over and it's in play. That's all you want. Chance here for Kendall.
Nice
scores that. Kendall Liebert, well done. She'll come out. Emma Campbell back in.
Yep. Matt will take the serve.
That serve just died when it came over. Oh, that's going to be tough to play.
Nice block.
Wow. Somebody went under or into.
Yep. Under the net.
Triton closes it to 1.
Another dying quail.
Oh. And that'll drop out. Good point. Another one for Triton to tie it up. So I know they played at 25, but we had sort of a running theory the last couple of years that the first to 15 tends to win. I think it was first to 15. Was it first to 15, Bob? Yeah, first to 15 tends to win.
Yeah, okay.
Overwhelmingly, the
Really?
first to 15 wins. I'm not tracking high school girls volleyball, like some kind of mad analytical scientist. I'm just saying, from calling a bunch of games, that seemed to be a pattern every time. So
it seems in my experience that when you get to the 15, that's where you start seeing the separation.
Yeah.
You start seeing that someone gets 2 more points to 1, 2 to their 1, 2 to their 1. All of a sudden, it goes from 15 all, 14 all. It's
Right.
20 to 14, 20 to 16. You see that separation at this point.
And I think the psychological gap between 16 and 20 and 14 and 20 is a lot bigger than just 2 points, because suddenly once you hit 15, then you hit 16, 17. Now all of a sudden you can sort of see 25.
Right.
Until you get to 15, you really can't see 25.
Yeah. Plus, there's less room for error. If you're down 4 with, if you're down, 20 to 16, you got less room for error. You got to start winning 2 points to their 1 now in order to come back.
It's Madeline Doring again. Another good serve. Another chance for Hamilton-Wenham.
Nice swing.
Absolutely crushes that, and they hit 15 first. So we'll see what happens.
That was Maddie Wilson, I believe. Nice up.
Oh, still alive. They thought they got that point. I thought they did too. Well, that one
anyway. Looks like Madeline got her hand underneath that one, pancaked that one to keep it alive. You know, volleyball is the same as every other sport. Play to the whistle.
Yeah.
Hamilton-Wenham almost lost that one because they weren't paying attention.
Good chance. Good ball.
Nice
really
spot
well
by
done.
Eloise.
Really well done by Eloise.
So Laura getting it over to the outside hitter. That's important. So that way they can't key in on the middles as if they did any scouting. I doubt that Mark did any scouting.
It's a little tough this early in the season too. So
yeah.
Haley Harrison to serve again. See if she can get something rolling here for Triton. Great serve. That's going to be tough. They got to get it over. Good play by 16. Well done. She's having a pretty good game so far.
That's Gabby Campbell. She's a middle hitter. Junior. And she'll take the serve, it looks like, as well now. I think they went on a nice run with her serving last time.
Drops to Madeline Doring.
Another chance.
Solidly played by both teams, yeah. And that's going to drop over.
Nope.
Actually hung on the net and came the other way.
That's four.
That should have been, yeah.
No one touched that on our side.
Chance here to get it over, and they do. Triton's got to keep it going. Nicely done. Here comes Madeline Doring. Nice little set from Campbell. Scrambling on the Hamilton-Wenham side. Nice. And there we go. Excellent. Well played. Triton's going to tie it up with that. And just a fantastic little volley there. And I think you're right. I mean, they did touch it four times on that one. I think it hit the net and came back to them without anyone on Triton touching it.
And there's not even a block attempt on that one. But we got the point, so everything works out. Nice serve. Again, Eloise.
And now Triton ties it up at 17.
I think that's her second ace or third ace of the game match already. Second, I didn't keep track. I should keep track maybe. And another one.
There we go. Fantastic.
I mean,
and Triton takes the lead for the first time after hitting 15.
That tape on that net is her best friend.
So we do have a stats guy that usually comes and does basketball and football and baseball and softball and field hockey, but
she dismisses that one.
Don't think he's ever done volleyball that I can remember.
It's really hard to keep track of stats. I did it. I tried doing it again when I was with Pentucket with my daughter last year. I helped out. They didn't have anybody doing it, so I volunteered, and I ended up doing it after the games. I just taped everything and watched afterwards. I just couldn't keep track.
So this is their sort of power server here for Hamilton-Wenham, number 15. Yep. She was the one they went on a roll with last time, Maddie Wilson.
A little joust there with, looked like Laura might be bleeding or having a problem. Yep, Laura's bleeding.
She got to come out?
No, I'm just going to put a Band-Aid on her. I'm going to call timeout and throw us.
It was on her leg, yeah. Yeah, so I don't usually ask our stats guy, Eric Gundrum, to come for volleyball because it is just too
hard. Coach Christensen does it, and I was complimenting her at before they start. It's like, I don't know how you did it because I can't keep track. And you get so into the game, you're like, oh, great rally. Yeah. You're like, oh, who just finished that? I don't know. Right. I'm guessing.
And it does move fast. I mean, I think it's one thing that, we don't have a huge student section here tonight. I'm sure as the year goes on, that'll start to improve. But I don't know if you were here for any of the varsity games last year, but I think it was a combination of coming out of COVID and the students were, able to be in the stands and enjoying themselves. And then on top of that, Mia and Molly, too, were a factor. But there were some nights when there were big student section crowds. It was pretty fun. Oh, she got lucky there.
And Laura goes underneath. little tight to the net. That was actually, I think the net helped Haley on that one. I think she was timing that one just a little bit off, and when it slowed down, she got to it.
Comes Laura. Kimball again, touches it over. Sends it back. There's Kaylee on it, and there's... Oh, that's going to go over. Yeah. Oh, and again.
A little bit of overpass for a setting error there for Laura.
Just a little too much. Good timeout. It's now 21-18. So I was watching the game the other night, and last night, and the replay from the game that you call with Izzy. And, Bob, you're going to find this kind of funny. Izzy, I thought, did a fantastic job. And the only thing that was in the back of my mind to say to her was like, one thing to keep in mind, every once in a while you want to mention the score. And then I realized, like, Bob's got the score right there on it. So, like, she's not saying it. They're not showing the scoreboard, but it's right there on the screen. Like, okay, all right, maybe should pay a little bit closer attention. So.
Yeah, she did. I mean, we've talked about who's going to do the play-by-play and who's going to do the color. And I'm like, I don't know any of these girls. I mean, I knew at the time, and I've learned now watching 3 games, right? I knew Emma Campbell by sight, and I knew Laura. And everyone else to me was just like, no idea who these people are.
A girl who plays for Triton.
Right.
So. All right, so it's Maddie Wilson putting the hurt on Triton here. 4 straight points for Hamilton-Wenham to go from down 17-18. And there we go.
Yep.
That's what Triton needed right there. 4th time in this game. Emma Campbell back to serve now for Triton. Liebert and Laura up front along with Grace Romine. Here's the serve. Chance here for a play at the net, but instead it's going to end up going out. It's going to be tough. Triton gets lucky on that one. Hamilton-Wenham's got to put it over. Last second move by their libero to put it up. Laura sets it.
Nice swing by Kendall there.
Here they come again. That looked long. Emma threw her hand up.
Last minute.
Yep. That's tough.
It's back to 3-point lead for the Generals.
Yeah, it's good that Pentucket gym is gone. That was one of the worst gyms.
Man. Georgetown is just as bad.
a little bigger. I mean,
no,
yeah. Maybe it is smaller. Yeah,
it's a small, tiny gym, but they had a lot of issues with balls in the roof on Monday.
Chance now for Kendall. Gets it over, but puts it out. Yeah, you're right. Georgetown's smaller. It doesn't have the other side of bleachers that Pentucket does. But
looks like Alexander McManus is in for. I don't know who she came in for here.
Another serve for Hamilton-Wenham. She's got to get out of the way. She does. Romine sends it over. That one's going to be close to the net. Chance here to spike it. She does. Laura sends it up. This one for Romine again into the net.
No set point here.
24-19. Triton needs to go on a little bit of a run here. Recover this. Good serve. That's going to be tough. No. It's going to come off the ground. So it's going to be the first set to Hamilton-Wenham at 25-19. I think you said against Georgetown, even though they lost the last couple sets, they scored 20 at least. So yeah.
So this is a good sign. Hamilton-Wenham is certainly a very good team. So if you can score as high and be competitive as long as they are, they're not getting blown out here. I mean, Linfield was Linfield. Right, and they were still all learning, but this is a good sign that they stayed in the game up until the last minutes there. They had a chance.
Yeah, and not too many unforced errors. I mean, Emma, you could say that last one there where she sort of threw her hand up at the last minute, but by my count, only once did they serve it into the net, which is. That's if you're going to just give the other team another point. I mean, serving it into the net, that's kind of it. So.
Well, I mean, we saw the Generals do it 4 times, right?
Yeah, at least 4 times. Yeah, 4 times.
So I mean, that right there gave Triton 4 points.
Yeah.
It's kind of like softball. If you can throw 60 miles per hour in a softball game, but you can't get over the plate, then who cares, right?
Right. So your daughters both played multiple sports, or did they focus on volleyball?
So my oldest daughter, Nicole, played volleyball only. Laura plays softball and volleyball. So she played JV on the softball team. And then I have another daughter that's over in the stands there. She's a softball, and she'll be doing volleyball as well. She's looking forward to a club volleyball season. She wanted to do both, club softball and club volleyball. I said, I don't have that kind of time in my life. So pick one. So she picked volleyball.
And so Laura played JV softball last year, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How was it? So I know the varsity team had a little bit of a down year, but they were still pretty good. They still stayed competitive throughout the Cape Ann League. But how did the JV team do?
The varsity team went pretty far. They went to the state tournament that was behind the pitching of Emma and Mallory. I think Mallory Johnson. They won the first playoff game. So,
they won. Yeah, right. They won one playoff game.
So
right.
Good. I think that softball team is going to be very good for the next 2 or 3 years. They have the pitching, they have the catching. A lot of good players on the JV team. I've told Laura, you know what, making varsity in the next 2 or 3 years, a couple of years for you because you're a sophomore,
right,
is going to be very difficult. It's just a lot of good players on that team. So it's looking forward to that.
It's been a strong program for a few years now. So yeah.
Coach Noyes has done a good job with that, and I coach. I coach a Triton youth team, U14. And there's some good players on that team coming through as well. Again, and I've told them, they're like, "Oh, do you think I'll make varsity as a sophomore?" I'm like, "Maybe you likely make varsity as a junior." And not that they're bad; it's just that they're good players. But I think this team for the softball team is pretty well stacked. Looks like the Alexander McManus is going to be starting at that number 5 spot on the floor in the left rear.
She number 22?
22, yeah.
Okay.
So that's a spot I think that Coach Bob's been sort of trying to find someone to get into that rotation on a regular basis.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that 15, Olivia Caravella started there the first set. Looks like, and she got subbed out right at the end there. But everyone else seems to have a spot. Every other spot, 1 through 6, except for 5, seems to have someone kind of set in as a starter and then as a
consistently there, right? Yeah. So Laura to serve, Kendall, Brianna Welch, Grace Romine up front for Triton, Madeline Doring, and number 22. Starting for Triton. Romine, unfortunately, couldn't quite get under it the way she wanted to. And Alexander McManus, who you mentioned, yep. Our starting 5, or starting 6, sorry. Too used to basketball. So a point right away for the Hamilton-Wenham Generals. That looks long, but she plays it. Chance for Laura to just dump it right over, and she does. Coming back the other way now, number 15.
Oh, nice recovery, nice recovery. Get over, get over.
Excellent job by Doring. That would have been out. She was standing out of bounds when she touched it. Yeah, and that time number 15 gets one.
Laura can't corral that one.
Or 16. That was a good play on the play before the ball before it. Yeah,
just not dying. That's, having this much room as well, and having that tall ceiling helps.
Right. Oh, well played by Hamilton-Wenham, but Triton recovers. Chance now. Hamilton-Wenham puts it away.
Got it between the blockers on that one. That's another area that it takes a lot of trust, getting those blockers shoulder to shoulder, hands to hands without stepping on each other.
Right. And it is third game of the season, so something to work on as the season goes along. And girls that haven't all played together.
And Kendall Lieber tries to soccer it. Doesn't quite do it.
Good effort, though. Yeah, good timeout. 4-0 already.
Yeah.
So what? Laura played JV last year. What has she said has been the biggest change going from, now I'm really putting you on the spot because you say the wrong thing when she watches this, she'll be upset. But what has she said has been the biggest change in going from JV to varsity?
She hasn't really talked about it all. I mean, varsity last year, she had to run a lot more, right? She had, the passes in varsity are going to be much better. JV, a lot of new players, a lot of kids playing for the first time, right? There's not a youth program in Triton.
Right. There's no Triton youth volleyball.
Even in the entire area, there's no youth program for any of the towns. So a lot of girls coming in, freshmen, sophomores, just kind of playing for lack of a better word, backyard volleyball.
Right.
So Laura had to run a lot more last year as a setter, which actually served her well because now she's used to that. She's used to that, seeing that ball and knowing where she is.
Yeah, it's a different kind of court sense. Like the girls that play basketball, like Kendall and Madeline Doring, they have a lot of court sense. Having seen them play a lot of basketball, I know what kind of players they are. But on volleyball, it's so much more of a, it's more, if it can be more of a 360, if that makes any sense.
Nice save.
Somehow
nice
it is.
Grace there.
That ball goes over.
Yeah, nice job.
Excellent. First point for Triton in the second game.
Yeah, I think the court sense is different in that you're not changing up and down the courts, right? And then from basketball, the biggest thing is not running into the net. I know when I've seen other basketball players just start playing volleyball the first time, they go running up to hit, and instead of going straight up, they're doing their layups and they're just into that net.
Excellent serve by Triton, by Grace Romine. But then a great comeback by number 8 from Hamilton-Wenham.
On the hole there.
Wenham's number 8 going to serve now. That's Christina Montoya.
One of the senior captains for this team.
Puts it over nicely. Chance for Kendall Liebert to put it away, and she
does. Nice kill.
Beautifully done. Right into that back right corner. Well done. She'll come out. Emma Campbell will come in. Madeline Doring to serve. First time she served in the second game.
Great short one.
Great serve. Going to be really hard. Can't recover. Again, that doesn't count as an ace because they got a couple touches on it.
I would count that as an ace because it wasn't a controllable. I mean, into the net, it's not controllable, but it depends on who's scoring it.
Right. Well, I'm going to score it an ace.
I'm scoring an ace. So Madeline, after going short all game long, sends one deep and catches them on their heels, literally.
That was fantastic. And again, that ball just got just far enough and died. It completely died in the back corner there. She comes soft again. This time they have a real chance. Number 15 crushes it and crushes it out. Just like that, I think we're tied up.
Yep. So a nice recovery by wrong team by Triton.
Madeline Doring on a little bit of a run. Let's keep it going. Good little serve.
Nice serve.
Chance here for their. They're number 15 and 16. I think that was 15 that time. They had been trouble for Triton.
15, yeah. That's Maddie Wilson.
Oh, that was 16 actually that made that play. No, she's dropping back.
Campbell.
Yeah, Gabby Campbell, she'll be serving. And a good serve. Fantastic play by Grace Romine to dig that out. And they're going to get rewarded for it. Nice. So because there isn't a Triton youth volleyball, how did your daughters get so into volleyball?
Well, my oldest was playing basketball in the Pentucket system with their youth program, and it didn't really like it, running a lot. And one of my coworkers that I worked with at the time, she's like, my daughter plays volleyball. Maybe your daughter should try that. She's tall. So we tried out some clinics with North Shore. Ironically, I'll talk about it in a couple seconds here.
There's a play right into the. Oh, they're going to call. She went into the net. Yeah.
No,
two touch.
Two touch.
Yeah.
So ironically, it was with North Shore, and Mark Terreno was actually one of the coaches for that clinic, and it just kind of snowballed from there. Nicole liked it. Laura picked it up.
Right.
And started doing some club stuff with a New Hampshire club, and it worked.
Nice. So here's a chance. Laura sends it up. Going to have to tap that over. She does well. Stays clear of the net. That ball goes all the way backwards for Hamilton-Wenham, but they recover. Another good little set. Somebody's got to put it over. She does. A little bit of chaos back there for Hamilton-Wenham, but they recover that time.
Nice.
And so does Triton. Laura sends it right to Emma Campbell. Emma Campbell sends it over, and here they come again from Hamilton-Wenham. Deep this time. Laura just puts it right over. Back and forth and back and forth. And a mistake by Hamilton-Wenham. But number 31 recovers. It looked like she was going to be out of position, but Kat Makanaga, names are tough.
And Triton was a little flat-footed on that. They saw that happening, and they weren't ready for that to come over.
Number 15, their best server.
Nice reception there.
Excellent play by Maddie. If they can break this and get this girl not to serve again, that would really help Triton out. But she's going to get at least 1 point. Retake the lead for Hamilton-Wenham. Another good serve. That was going to be a tough one.
That one died. That was probably knuckling a little bit too. And Madeline looked very unsure of where that was going. They don't look. They look straight from this side of the court, but when you're head on, they're moving left to right sometimes, and into the net again. So she's had, that's her third time she's done that in this today. So just counteracts that ace that you just had. And it looks like
here's another change.
Alex is going to come in for Eloise to serve.
Eloise had some good serves in the first game. Football team here, observing, cheering Triton on.
Yeah, they were at the Georgetown game. Some of them were, at least. I think it was after practice because it smelled like a gym after they came in. But, teenage boys after practice, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now that, nice.
Well played, both sides of the ball here. Chance for Triton to recover, get something going. Here comes Grace Romine.
Nice
She's going to put it away.
Swing.
Nicely done, Grace Romine. That was well played.
I'll tell you, when I picked up, my oldest daughter after practice one day with a bunch of her friends or teammates, and they got in the car, and I had to roll the windows down. So it's just not the boys that stink after practice.
And that ball is going to be really well played by Hamilton-Wenham. Up and over. Laura stays away from the net. Madeline Doring with a nice play. Now Grace again. This time Hamilton-Wenham is there for it. Here comes number 15. She crushes it.
That may be going out.
That was tough. That might have stayed. I mean, it was dropping a little bit. It was hard to tell. But in any case, it ties it up for Hamilton-Wenham.
So still a tight game. We haven't seen any really big runs except for the first 5 points for Hamilton-Wenham.
Yeah, and then the coach smartly called a timeout, and by the time after he did, it ended up being 5-5. So smart coaching from Triton's point. And
nice block.
Another point.
Don't know if that was Emma or Laura, but nice block. Nice team block there. We'll call that a team block.
So now we have a front line of Laura, Grace, and Kendall. Emma Campbell back to serve. 22 and 17 on the court as well for Triton. Come right down the middle. Nicely played. Tried to recover, but couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, she got that right over Kendall Liebert's arms. Laura tried to get it, but wasn't quite ready for it.
So here comes their libero. That back line, she's got that running, jumping serve, and I'm going to call that putting it into the net because it's basically the same thing. Sixth time tonight.
Yeah, so that's a challenge that their coach needs to overcome.
Brianna Welch back into the game. Front line of Grace and Kendall and Brianna. Laura with the serve, nicely done. Deep for Hamilton-Wenham. They got to come out of that back line. Nice by Madeline Doring. Laura sends it. There's Kendall that looks long, but they're going to play it. Their chance here to do something. Number 15. She puts it into the net.
So the Vikes up 2 now. Going on a little bit of run. Let's see if Laura can keep it up.
They've had a little bit of luck, but a lot of it's just been, they've been playing solid. They haven't made their own mistakes on giving anything away.
Nice slide there by number 15.
Brianna, that could have been a two-touch thing, but either way, it's going to be a point for Triton.
Point for Triton.
Look to my unskilled eye that it looked like she touched it twice.
They missed it. It wasn't spinning. They look for the spin, though. They look for that ball to be spinning and coming out of those hands. That usually gives you the sign it was 2 touches.
They also know the game a lot more than I do, so I'll let them be right. Laura with another good serve. Here comes number 8. Drops it in. Grace was in the right spot. Kendall now. Going to come back to 21. Here's number 8 a second time. Laura's in the right spot, and here comes Grace Romine, puts it over. Good play by Hamilton-Wenham to recover on that. 8 with her third chance. Madeline's there. Laura's there. Kendall has to put it over, and she does.
Nice roll.
Here comes 22, and that one's going to go out. It's going to be
landed on the line.
Man, that's
landed
tough.
On the line.
That is tough.
Tough one to call. I don't think Laura could have gotten to that one anyway, and at least handled it. I mean, she was heading towards the stands. The ball's heading towards the stands. Not much she could have done with that either way. You might as well let it go and take the chance.
Number 8, Christina Montoya got 3 chances on that one to put it away. That's tough.
That's overpass.
Oh, that was really well done.
That's what's going to happen on your overpasses. Especially when you have the tall middles like that. I mean, she's got to be 5'11" or so. Let's see, it's a 7-foot net. She's about a foot below, so.
It's, from this angle, it's tough.
That's a nice pass right there.
Here's Kendall. She puts it to their libero, but somebody.
And a double. They lift out of it.
Nice. Point to Triton.
So Triton not making a lot of mistakes today. That's the biggest thing. You know, I think Hamilton-Wenham is sort of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here with with that up, with the serving.
Triton's the first to 15. Just saying.
Well, test your theory out.
Yep.
That's a nice serve.
Long way to recover on this one, but they get it over nicely. Laura sends it to. Is that Eloise?
That's Eloise.
Yeah, Eloise.
So I talk about them being relatively mistake-free and Jenks to Eloise.
Good play by Eloise that time. But another point for Hamilton-Wenham, and they tie it up at 15. So number 8 now serving. This is Christina Montoya. Couple points for her on the serves. Let's see if she keeps it going. Triton needs to break this. Nice play by Madeline. Lauren, that goes...
A little too tight by Laura. Trying to get to her just about a foot off that net and just a bit off there.
Again, I think it's only the 3rd game of the season. I think part of it, too, is going to be just, oh, we go. There we go.
Another one in the net.
There we go. It's number 7. Although I will say they look to last year coming off of so little practice because of COVID. I think teams were a little rustier, but they didn't have as much summer time together and stuff like that. But this year, that's not an excuse. I think it's just really the first 3 games
another
of the
nice
season. Yeah, Madeline
just got that spot right there. It's not the hard serve necessarily that kill you. It's really, the hard serves are hard to control. But if you have a good back line that can control that, these when you just can't see. Sends it back and out again. Another ace for Madeline.
Fantastic.
That's got to be the 4th one today, I think.
She is on fire. And she's kind of, for the first, all of her serves initially were just sort of dying in the center. Now she's sort of distributed. Timeout for Hamilton-Wenham.
I'm going to try to ice Madeline there, but yeah, she's had some good, again, they're not hard. She really reminds me of Trinity Cole serves last year. I didn't watch a lot of varsity games. I watched the JV games when I could because Laura was doing JV. But one thing I noticed was when Pentucket played Triton, there were times when Pentucket would be just right there, score like this, and all of a sudden Trinity would come in, and she's not hitting the ball hard. She's just serving it over, and Pentucket just couldn't handle it. And I think Trinity's got the same thing where that ball's just, the depth is different every single time, so they don't know where to go.
Right.
And again, it's not a lot of spin, so it's like a knuckleball in baseball where it's moving to the left or the right or both sometimes. Props to her. She's doing a good job on that.
And is something like serving? Is it you let a player figure out their own natural serve and you just refine, Or do you say, I think you have the skills to be able to hit, kind of run up and crush it serve, or I think you have the skills to just sort of consistently have it knuckle it over and die? I mean, what's the sort of coaching-wise? Do you try and coach a player to serve a certain way, or do you just take the way they naturally serve?
I think the way they naturally serve, because you're not going to take a player that like Madeline that's serving, these light serves and try to have her gun one over, because that's not what she does.
Right.
She excels at this type of serve. Just the dying quail, and just
Chance for 22 here. She's going to put it out. So Madeline gets to keep serving.
It's a nice run by the Vikes. Yeah. So and there's some, Laura's tried some jump serving in the past, and she's found it's just not her thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't really add to her serve. So she's working on a topspin serve right now, so that when you throw it up with topspin and then hit it, and it tends to die as it goes over the net.
Right.
That's another point for the Vikes. So as a coach, I think they try to find out what they do best.
And then just refine that, work on technique.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Madeline again.
A little more deeper.
Chance here for Hamilton-Wenham. That's going to go into the net and be hard to play. Yep. So at 20-17, we'll see if this tightens up. It feels like Triton went on such a run there. It had been 15-15. Triton really got some separation. Let's see if they can hold on to that.
Be nice to break this serve and get him a few more points ahead of that number 15 serving.
Laura.
Double.
Called for the double on that.
For double, yep. You can hear that one, just the 1-2. You just
the trained ear can perhaps hear that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is number 16 serving. She's also been consistent for Hamilton-Wenham.
Wow. Gets over.
Fantastic play. Emma Campbell and her teammates pulled that one off. Somehow, and they're going to get the point out of it. That is fantastic. Great little recovery. I think it was Grace Romine that sort of got a hand on it.
Yep.
And then Emma Campbell manages to tap it over. Nicely done.
Again, that was the Generals being a little flat-footed there. They saw that happening.
Right.
They weren't ready for it to come over.
Haley Harris with a great serve, nice and deep. It's going to
nice
be impossible to recover from. We're at 20. Should be
21.
at 22, shouldn't we?
I think it should be 22. Seems like
I think it should be 22. They should have got a point for. Yeah, check the score. It should be 22.
You can't blame it on the other team. They're checking it now.
Yeah. And we had it at 20 to 18. There we go. Right, 22-18. Nice little 4-point cushion.
Yep.
But another smart timeout by Hamilton-Wenham.
Yeah, well,
this is where it feels like that gap. Like you said before, you got to score twice every time they score, and you just simply can't let them score.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing about volleyball that the way the scoring works, where your mistake can cost you as much as a point. I mean, It's not just you lose the serve; it's like you actually lose a point.
Lose a point.
That's brutal. And it makes the games go by fast.
It does. It does. Yeah, I don't know if I could handle do the old scoring where you had to have the serve to get the point.
Right.
We'd be here all night.
Right.
Especially the JV teams. I mean, geez, sometimes they don't. I've seen some JV, matches for both Triton and other schools where you just kind of like, this is not good volleyball, but and no one's scoring points. It's all against.
It's all mistakes. Yeah. All right, Haley Harris, who spins up ball a lot before she hits it. That's going to go deep, but she plays it anyway. And now it's going to roll into the net. Oh, well recovered by.
Yeah, see, they weren't ready for that again. Triton caught flat-footed.
Excellent play by Hamilton-Wenham to play that thing coming off of the basketball. And here's 15. So this is trouble for Triton. They need to break her as quickly as they can.
Or she'll do it to herself.
She broke herself for at least the second or third time.
I think it's the fourth time.
That is number 8 on the night for the Hamilton-Wenham Generals.
So that puts their errors. That's half the errors they had all season. So that is certainly an issue for that team getting that ball over on the serve. That's out.
Triton makes a mistake as well. It's not quite. I'm not going to call that a net. I'm going to call that.
No, that's a different. hitting into the net, it has no chance.
Yeah.
To get it over the net,
23-20 now, so Triton needs just a couple points. Come on now. 22 sends it over really well done, but that'll drop out. Triton 1 point away from taking the second game here.
It's a good eye by Madeline, walking up to the line, making sure that's out. That's what they try to teach that. Walk to the line, make sure it goes out. They'll be ready to get that ball. So Emma with the set point here. Serve.
Well done. Deep for Hamilton-Wenham. They come up. Number 8 with a chance. She's going to get that point.
And it rolls off of Laura's fingers. Laura just couldn't quite get tall enough to get that block.
Number 8 from that left side. What is her name? You should probably say it.
It's Christina Montoya.
Christina Montoya from the left side for Hamilton-Wenham.
13 kills this year before this match.
She's had a good game.
Nice serve by Ava. That's Ava Daly.
Kendall Liebert, chance to kill it. And here it's going to go to number 8 again. She's going to just kind of dink it over. And it's going to work, though. Laura to Kendall again, and that'll be it.
That's a set.
And there's the point. There's the winner. Kendall Liebert. Nicely done. So Triton takes the second, 25-21.
Yep, so that's a good sign. 25-21. They didn't go to extra time like they did in Georgetown. They needed 26 points to beat Georgetown in the second set last time. So that is a good sign that they're getting that. They got that run. They got that nice lead. Now let's see if they can maintain that momentum.
That's the thing about volleyball. Just in all the games I've watched, the momentum swings are as dramatic, if not more so, than lots of other sports.
It's the adrenaline. And you can get killed. Sometimes it just seems like you do really well, and then they goose one over, like it bounces off someone's head.
Right.
And like you're like, how did that just happen?
Right.
That kind of kills you. But it's really set to set. Point to point. They just got to maintain themselves.
And that could have happened here because the play where Hamilton-Wenham played it off of the basketball backboard and still managed to get it over. That could have been a momentum swing in a dramatic way, and instead Triton manages to say, nope, we got the lead, we got this. We'll get a couple points and win this. All right, now, since you know volleyball, you're going to get me, you're going to set me straight, and I'm not going to promise you I'm not going to remember this the next time I call a game, but that was a set?
That's a set.
And we're playing, it's a match. So there's no point where you ever say a game.
Not really, no.
Okay.
It's a set in a match.
I am learning. I'm doing my best, Bob. I really am trying.
But you can call it a game. It's still a game. I mean,
it is a game.
I sort of sit there and say, you know what, call it a game, call it a match. It doesn't really matter. It's the same way people say, hey, go to the soccer pitch. Well, okay, it's a soccer pitch. The pitch is just a field. It's the same thing.
It's a fancy name for it.
Fancy name for it, right?
Yeah.
So looks like football's moving over.
Yeah, they're moving into the proper student section now. Going to get behind the bench. There we go. Staying behind the Triton bench. It's smart. There was a game last year, senior night. I think it was senior night here at Triton, where the student section that was packed.
I was here for
that. And the football players had their football helmets on, which was kind of funny. But then there were a couple hockey players that had their hockey helmets on, and it gets hot in here. It's hot in here right now. To their credit, the hockey players kept their helmets on the whole time.
Wow.
Football players eventually took theirs off.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
Well, I mean, the hockey helmets are a little bit lighter,
easier,
a little easier, right? The football helmets are huge,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being here for that. That was the Pentucket was actually the.
Was that senior night?
Senior night last year, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I remember because Laura gave Nicole her flower.
Right. Nice.
Yep.
Okay.
So. But yeah, I remember the stands being packed for that. Yeah, and it was loud too. That was loud.
Yeah, it's good, and I mean for a Triton Viking volleyball program that's not that many years old, to get that kind of enthusiasm behind it is pretty fantastic. And I think they really have built a good program here. Again, despite not having a youth program to build on, they've still been doing a lot.
Right. Well, Bob's been coaching since fourth year coaching, and he's from what I understand, he didn't come in with a lot of good players like the previous coach. I don't know who the previous coach was, but it just sounded like originally that it was just kind of like a program. We kind of got a coach here. Let's see what happens. Bob, like he said in his speech to the team last year at the banquet, before the banquet, his goal after he retired, he wanted to coach high school girls volleyball. That was his goal in life.
Right.
I want to retire and just do this, and he's doing a really good job of it. He worked the girls hard last night. I came home from softball practice, and there was a jersey, one of Laura's shirts hanging over the shower and was soaked. I'm like, did she throw water on herself? My wife's like, no, that's just sweat.
That's crazy. Yeah,
Just soaked.
yeah.
He worked up hard last night, and and after the game on Monday, where they had some issues, they deserve to be worked hard, and it looks like it's working because this last set they did really well.
Yeah, no, I mean so it was tied at 15. They went on a little bit of run there, and then kept the momentum enough to withstand pressure from Hamilton-Wenham. So it looks like we have the same starting 6 that we had in the last set.
Alex in the middle there, middle back.
And they're going to start with their libero this time serving. Good strong serve right to Brianna. She's going to get it again, a chance to put it over, and she does.
And nice swing.
That's the way to start it off.
So Brianna hitting there from the left side. She's normally a right side hitter. She's a lefty, and it's hard to time that because the ball's coming across her body. So a good set by Laura there so it's still rising as she got to her. Plus, you really can't see the ball when you turn. It's hard to see that ball. So good kill there for Brianna.
Eloise comes in, and Grace Romine to serve, and she puts it into the net, unfortunately.
And I know that because my older daughter was a lefty, played right side as well.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, if you're used to it, if you want it coming to your dominant arm, but then also it depends on where it's coming from.
Yeah.
So for just the second time in tonight's match, Triton puts the ball into the net on the serve. Good serve by
Laura, taps it over.
Hamilton-Wenham. Here they come again. Puts that into the net. So Montoya that time not able to get it over, and it's back to Triton.
So Madeline serving again here. They got 4 back waiting for her now.
Yeah, they've kind of learned their lesson a little bit.
Might want to put someone farther back, but nice.
Oh, Madeline
that was
it.
Looking for the hard serve on that one. Looking to mess them up a little bit.
So Montoya set to serve now. And that looks like it's out.
Yep.
He never even gave her a chance to play it.
If they'd gone over his head, they could have played that back over and then one more time. I've seen that in college sometimes where they have the room.
Laura chance, and that's just going to go into the net. Yep. So Eloise not able to get under that one the right way.
Nice up.
Here we go. Here's a chance. Brianna puts it over nice. Coming back the other way.
Oh, nice dig. So Laura puts it over the net and then gets it right back in her face and recovers.
Fantastic play by Laura. To Bree, now it's got to go over. That one's going to be tough. She went under the net, but it didn't matter.
Yep, no one was there, so it didn't impact the play.
Oh, and then she puts it right into that spot on the floor where Triton was struggling earlier in this match. Yep. Right just into the center. Really good play all the way around. Great play by Laura to actually recover on that one that came right back at her. Number 8's been serving for a little bit now. Time for her to put one into the net. Instead, she puts it out.
Puts it out. Yep. Well, they called it in.
Yeah, he did call that in.
Yep. He's got a better view than we do.
Laura sends it right over.
Laura with a dump.
And a little bit of confusion there on Hamilton-Wenham, but they recover. Laura can set it now. Here it comes Eloise.
Nice.
She's going to put it away.
Swing. Nice swing.
Absolutely puts it away.
Well, Haley Harris coming in for Brianna Welsh.
And Haley's going to serve right away, I think. Yep. Substitution on the Hamilton-Wenham side as well.
Nice serve.
Fantastic serve by Harris. Right away, Hamilton-Wenham with a chance, and it's going to go off of Grace Romine. Good recovery there by Madeline.
Nice hit. Nice recovery by number 18 there.
Play by Hamilton-Wenham. It's going to be tough, but they can get it over with this one, and she does. Emma Campbell with a good play, and she's going to get rewarded for it.
Good job. It's tough when that front row's going backwards to play balls like that. And typically you want your back row to do that, but they were not in position to get that one. And Alex McMahon is coming in for Eloise right here to serve.
It's pretty typical, right? Whoever's coming in is coming in to serve. Is
pretty
it
much,
always
yeah.
the case?
Well, not always. Sometimes you'll see might be the other way around. And Eloise with Alex with the ace there. Now, when Alex comes out, when she rotates to the front row, Eloise will replace her on the front left there.
Right, that makes sense. Here she comes again.
Nice serve. That's an overpass.
It's going to be tough.
Nice recovery. And miscommunication there between Haley and Madeline.
That's what you're talking about. You want that back line coming up and getting that ball, right? Yeah.
You see it most when the ball's up in the air and you see someone from the front line backing up to try to get that ball. And they reach behind them and try to hit the ball, and it ends up not good.
So a chance here for Emma. And she takes advantage of it. There she goes again. She's having a good game.
Emma going to get the serve here.
Kendall Lieber comes in.
Triton starting to work their way back into this.
Excellent serve.
On a nice recovery.
Oh. Everybody celebrated on both sides too soon. And now it's going to go to Hamilton-Wenham.
Yep.
That was an emotional point. Each side thought they had won it when they hadn't. And
it's like, you take the point. No, you take the point. No, you.
Solid serve by Hamilton-Wenham. Good recovery. Triton. Kendall Liebert sends it down their way, and that's a good little play over the net.
Yeah, that's when you really want to sit up in the air.
Grace definitely wants that one over again because that was not. She wasn't in the right spot. She didn't. Yeah.
She saw that one just a little bit late, I think. Yep. Back up to 4 points now for the Generals. Nice up.
And here comes Grace that time. Hamilton-Wenham a chance to go. They get it over. Laura, it's going to set up Kendall. No.
That might go over. That might go over. It's going to go over. That goes over.
It went over.
That went over.
Oh, my God.
And Laura's face right now is just in shock. She's like, what just happened?
Stunning. There was no way that ball was going over. That had no business going over. I don't know what kind of spin it had.
Kendall Lieber just got it, and it didn't, and it went around the antenna too. That's important too. It went on our side of the antenna, and that's going to be out an ace for Laura.
Triton Vikings catching back up, only down by 2 now. They can go on a little bit of a run here. Laura puts it into the net for the 4th time in this match by Triton.
So Triton hanging tough, but he need to get a few points here off this serve. Break this serve and get some points back. Ava Day back to serve.
And a good one.
And that's going to be over.
It's going to be over,
but not in.
Almost.
So good recovery off the net by Laura. Kendall Lieber almost sent it back over.
That would have been too lucky to be able to get 2 of those.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's a lot to ask for.
But still a good hustle there. No one giving up on that.
Fantastic serve, but it's over by Laura. And she went into the net. Yep. So Triton Vikings down 5 now. And they have not carried over the momentum from the last game, I would say. They're sort of kind of trying to recover and figure out themselves here. As Hamilton-Wenham is really playing well.
Well, Laura only helped a little bit late there. Coach is going to take a timeout.
Yeah, good timeout.
I think they may have bounced off that screen up there. I'm not too sure.
Off of the...
Yeah, it looks like it came down pretty quick and down pretty straight. but wasn't too sure. I wasn't watching the entire time. But, yeah, 6-point lead now for the Generals.
Yeah.
Well, Vikes just got to take a breath here, play point by point, but they do need to start scoring 2 to their 1 just to get back. Again,
and it just seems like Hamilton-Wenham has come out in this particular set with a lot more momentum, a little bit more fire, maybe a little bit of, wait a minute, why did we give up the last game?
Right.
Or the last set, so they're really kind of trying to pour it on a little bit. Triton needs to break that momentum, and they've had some lucky moments. They just haven't been able to capitalize on all that luck.
I think we're making more. The Vikes are making more mistakes this time. That's, I think the last set it was the Generals making the mistakes.
Right.
Now it's the Vikings.
Some of that can just be, again, it's only the 3rd game of the season.
Right.
Some of that can be conditioning, which might be why Coach had them running so much. Yesterday is you make mistakes when you get tired, and that's
But they're smiling and laughing, so it's a good sign they're not down on themselves.
Another good serve by the
can't handle that one. Rolls off her arms.
It's been
so maybe a change out here. We can put Olivia Carvelis in for Alex McManus. Alex, another softball player. She played she pitched for JV and played on the varsity team.
No kidding. All right. Yeah, I didn't realize how stacked this volleyball team was with softball players. That looks long, and it is.
I want to yell out, just so they know, but it wouldn't be in my position. Yeah, a lot of volleyball players play softball and vice versa. I know that there's someone from Pentucket. She quit club softball, to go to club volleyball, and then her first tournament down in Connecticut was just stunned at how many softball players that she knew at the volleyball tournament.
That's pretty funny.
But very similar, another into the net by Grace. Very similar motions, though. If you think about throwing and the throwing motion and the hitting motion are about the same. Setting and catching a fly ball, a lot of the same type of hand motions. Ground balls, digging.
Brianna sends it over. Here it comes for Hamilton-Wenham. Chance for number 8 in her favorite spot. She gets one. I think another thing about volleyball that I've sort of seen, and I see the parallels to softball, is it's a team game, obviously, but it's also so much an individual game. I mean, yes, basketball is, but to a much lesser extent. I mean, when you make a pass in volleyball, there's so many more opportunities to make a bad pass.
Right.
In basketball, I mean, how many passes you make in a game? I mean, it's constant. You can't keep track of all those passes. So it's an easier thing to do. There's less, and the same in softball. Like, if you're out there in center field trying to make the catch, it's you in center field trying to make the catch.
Exactly. And Untitled Quail, and that doesn't quite do it. So on that last play there, it looks like they gave the point to the Vikes to hit the antenna, I believe.
Okay.
And Grace Roman had made that point to the ref, and apparently they agreed that did happen. But give the point right back on the serve.
It's going to be tough, and Madeline finds it. Laura sends it over.
It's into that hole.
And they've got to get it over, and they do. Laura again. Miscommunication there from...
that wasn't really set to anybody, sort of.
Yeah. Emma Campbell and Eloise not be able to find themselves there. And number 8 serving again for Hamilton-Wenham. Two on it right there, but Madeline Doring takes it. Eloise sends it over. Here comes number 22 this time. Chance to recover. A little bit of chaos there for the Triton Vikings. All right, break this serve. Get the ball back. Get something going. There's a timeout.
Ice the server a little bit.
Which seems, I mean, it does seem to work. I mean, a lot of times the girls come out after this timeout and they don't have the same rhythm on the serve. It totally makes sense, right?
Yeah, you walk out and you get that ball and you're bouncing and and all of a sudden you're breaking that. It depends on the player, obviously, but a lot of times it does work.
So the other night when they played Georgetown, they went to 4. Right, you said they won the second and they lost the next 2.
Next 2, yeah.
That is I know if they get to the 5th, it's shorter, right?
15.
15, but the 4th is a straight up normal.
Up,
okay, all right. Not saying we're heading to 5 this time, but you never know.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're certainly going to 4.
Yeah.
And that's good. Even the loss in Georgetown, though, winning a set, when you start looking at the tournament power rankings, those set wins do end up counting. One of the reasons Pentucket didn't go to the tournament last year was they didn't win enough sets. Even though they only had 2 wins, their opponent value was so high because they're playing in Cape Ann League that if they'd won a few more sets, maybe, that's a bad bump by Laura, maybe they would have made it. I was doing the math, toward the end there, and I'm like, we have a chance, talking to all the parents, and didn't quite make it. But set wins do matter. It's better to lose 3-1 than 3-0.
Right. That's interesting. So that affects the power rankings. I didn't realize that. Brianna sends it over. Nicely done. She's going to get a point out of that.
Yeah, for some reason the power rankings are based on set wins and not total points, which seems a little unfair to me because if you're a team and you lose 3 sets, 25-22, 25-22, 25-2, it's the same as being blown out 25-10.
Right.
And, but that's how the MIAA does it, so.
It's my first game back in the booth, so I'm going to restrain myself from saying anything about the MIA. It's a long year, 2022, 2023. So nice play by Emma Campbell. Fantastic. Just crushes it.
So Emma Campbell, the returning Cal All-Star for Triton as well, and she's showing why.
I believe that's Haley Harris back there with the
nice
serve. Beautiful done. And Hamilton-Wenham's got to put it over. They do. Right to Harris. To Eloise.
Into the net.
Go into the net.
And it goes over.
Hamilton-Wenham with a good recovery there. Now somebody from Triton's got to make something happen. Their libero sends it now a chance to put it over, and she does. It's out. Lauren again. That one's all the way over to Eloise. This is just going back and forth. It's crazy. Here we go, number 22, and that's going to go down. Nicely done. Not nicely done by Hamilton-Wenham, unfortunately.
Good rally, good rally.
Really good all the way around.
Emma couldn't quite get her hands over to get that down on their side of the net.
Here comes Hamilton-Wenham. Good serve. Deep. Going to be tough. Still playable, still alive, and Triton keeps this point going. 22 with a good shot. Laura comes over, chance for Eloise to push it over, and she does.
Tongue and lip, I disagree with that.
The way she was coming at it, like from that angle and the way she was rushing up to it, seems like she sort of just hit it like a. Well, in any case, point goes to Hamilton-Wenham. Ball goes back to Haley. She can't dig it out. Now the Hamilton-Wenham Generals are 2 away from taking the 3rd set. Here they come. That looked deep, but she's got to play it. Romine does. Chance now for Eloise. And they're going to...
I don't know what happened there.
How could she have gone into the net?
No, he's calling it out. Unless she hit it on the other side of the antenna. That's all I can think of.
Oh, that could have been, yeah. Okay, set point for Hamilton-Wenham. And she puts it into the net. Well, that seems about right.
Okay, so 11 in a row and they're right back in it. To borrow a line from a WEEI caller line way back in the day with the Red Sox. Only someone that listened to WEEI would get that one. But
11 in a row and they're right back in it. Good serve.
Good serve. Hey, it's always possible. That's the nice thing about,
It's now Laura sends it to Emma Campbell. Makes it tough for Hamilton-Wenham, but they have a chance here. But no, miscommunication. 10 in a row now. Alexandra McManus here serving for Triton. Good little serve. Just kind of died into the net. Well done. 9 in a row.
The tough part of those serves that are dying is that you have to now provide the energy to get that ball up.
Right.
That's why that one died to the net. She had to kind of dive in. She just sort of hit it. And that's a nice serve right there. Oh, I don't know how how is that not a lift?
I don't know. Incredible recovery by Hamilton-Wenham.
No.
Yep, they're going to call that, and that's going to be 15-25. Yeah. Hamilton-Wenham is going to take the third set.
I think they were both in the net on that. That's what he was calling there.
But, yeah, it did look like she lifted it or whatever.
Yeah.
That looked a little sketchy there, but they're going to go ahead and give it to them. So now the Triton Vikings are in a bit of a hole. They're down 2-1 coming into this fourth set.
No, it's just a matter now. It's just got to reset yourself. Okay, it's a new set. We just need to score 25 before they do, and then we're right back in it. It's not it doesn't carry over.
And the momentum really swung in the second set, where Triton really sort of they kept it competitive, and then they really took it and a solid win. It felt like when they came out in that third set, they never got the rhythm that they had towards the end of the end of that second set. So, and that's again, I keep saying this, but I think it's really important. It's only the third game of the season. That's something that you as a team that's still coming together, that hasn't all played together as a team. I mean, your daughter's out there all the time. She wasn't on the court last year with with any of these girls, so or at least with
and most of them
Kendall and Emma and some of the others.
If you think about it, most of them weren't, because your rotation last year was Mia, was Molly, was Reagan Falloon, was Trinity. We don't have Trinity this year because she's hurt. So there's 4 out of your 8 or 9 that normally play, so that didn't return. So really, everyone's playing together in new positions for the first time.
Right.
And it does take time to learn all that, and to learn where everyone's going to be.
Right. And again, like you said, it's KPN League is competitive. So I mean, all they need to do is play well over the course of the season. They'll probably make it into the tournament. I know it's crazy to talk about the tournament 3 games into the season as well, but
But with the new format, I like the new format, and I realize it's got people traveling all. I mean, we went to Dennis Yarmouth last year.
Right.
A heck of a drive that was.
Right.
But really, it does, I think, get the better teams not playing each other, early. Like if you had Hamilton-Wenham and Linfield and Ipswich all playing each other in sectionals, right? I mean, these are teams. Ipswich won it all in Division 4.
Right.
I think Linfield went to the Final 4, and Hamilton went to the 8. So, there's 3 teams that really were competitive. They had a chance to go farther into the tournament than they normally would have if we just did sectionals, where they'd be like,
everybody had to play,
hey, you guys are playing each other, and then we're going to play something from wherever. So, I know there's pluses and minuses to it. If you're in Great Barrington and had to go to Nantucket, you probably think that was a minus.
Yeah. I mean, yes, but on the other hand, that's the point of playing in the state. I mean, if you don't want to drive far, then go to school in Rhode Island, I guess.
Exactly.
But I mean, and it's only in the tournament. It's not through the course of the season. So I think that's the other part. I mean, normally the farthest you have to go is Gloucester, which is forever from here. Rockport. I mean, that's
right for Cape Ann.
Yeah.
Is Gloucester playing at Cape Ann? They don't have a volleyball team, so I haven't really followed it. I know Rockport is.
I think so. There used to be a list of all the Cape Ann teams.
I thought Gloucester was in the Northeast Conference.
Yeah, I don't think Gloucester. I think it's Rockport.
Rockport.
Yeah. Which from Plum Island is not a far trip, but from here it is. All right, so Triton's going to start off the serve. It's going to be Laura who's going to start this this third set for us. Fourth set for us. It's going to go out.
Oh, good start.
Madeline Doring ducking under that ball. And Laura gets to serve again. That's so slightly different starting 6 here because Brianna Welch is on the court this time.
And nice ace for Laura.
Fantastic.
I think it's the same starting 6. I mean, Brianna was starting.
Oh, she was? Okay.
Yeah, so Alexander McManus.
Right.
It's the same 6.
Okay, same 6.
Yeah, so as a server, when I've played, it's always kind of disheartening when you get that first ball over and then you lose a point. It's always great to get that point and get to serve again.
Right.
Especially if you have a really good serve and you're like, oh, that was a good serve and we wasted it. So now 2 points for Laura here.
Hamilton-Wenham plays it right up on the net. Excellent job.
Kendall Liebert coming down with a block on that one.
That's a really tall front line there with Kendall and Brianna. They definitely have the height advantage over Hamilton-Wenham at the moment. Laura with another serve.
Another ace.
4 straight points for the Triton Vikings.
So I'd have to ask either one of the coaches, but I wonder if Coach Bob was at Endicott for a long time. Nice serve.
That went out, though, I
Did
think.
it go out?
Yeah.
He's calling it in, I think.
No, that was definitely out.
He's calling it out. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he was paying attention, honestly. He
Yeah.
seemed to be looking away at the moment. So
Coach Bob was the Endicott head coach for a long time, and I believe Mark Toronto was at Salem State as assistant coach. I wonder if they played each other. Actually, they would have known each other because they both coached for North Shore at the same time, though, now that I think about it. So I think...
there's a fantastic little story in the paper today. I don't know if you saw it on... I'm going to get it wrong, but I'm going to do the best I can. Newburyport field hockey, and I want to say Pentucket field hockey, where it was a mother on one side as the head coach and her daughter on the other side as the head coach. And the daughter's team won in her first game as a head coach, and she beats her mother's team. Just fantastic.
Yep.
I mean, not fantastic for the mother, but I'm sure she was still proud.
I'm sure she was still proud.
Still proud.
I think in the article she said, once the game starts, she's just another coach.
Right.
But once it's over with,
then she's a proud mom.
Yeah.
So Kendall sends it long, unfortunately. So Triton's little run to make it 4-0, not completely erased. Number 21 serving for Hamilton-Wenham. Amber Scanlon for Hamilton-Wenham.
Senior setter.
Good serve.
Good serve.
Brianna
sort of a change up there. Brianna didn't really time that one very well.
Almost like she didn't see it until too late.
Yeah.
And that one to go into the net.
Trying to do the same thing again there. Trying to go short. Didn't quite do it.
Number 10 for the Hamilton-Wenham Generals. 10 points, just putting it into the net. Although Triton has been catching up, they're at 6. So excellent serve.
Yep.
Hamilton-Wenham recovers well. Number 16 puts it out.
Yeah, Grace had some trouble. She had, I think, 2 or 3 of those net balls.
Yeah.
So I think that one there is just try to get it over. Don't do too much with it.
Put it over and feel good about it. Nicely done.
Serve. Get back into the rhythm.
Number 8. Here's Laura. That's a little bit too close to the net.
Too close to the net. Not close enough to the end line. Really didn't give Eloise much of a chance to get that one. And coach is telling her that. Telling him, got to get it closer. Got to get it over this way more.
So Montoya to serve for Hamilton-Wenham. She puts it over nicely, but
that's a double. I'll give it a double. I hit her twice.
Looked like Triton wasn't quite set.
I think to make a substitution here.
Number 6 coming in for Triton. Genevieve Young.
So Jenna coming in for Eloise. Looks like it was for Eloise.
And they go right to her. Smart tactic by the Generals to go right after the girl that just came into the game.
So again, this is that spot, a number 5 spot in the rotation that looks like Bob's really looking to find someone to take that spot away.
This time she goes the other way and drops one in.
Yep.
So a little bit of a run here for the Hamilton-Wenham Generals. They were down 4-0. Now they're up 8-6. Number 8 Montoya has been serving for a little while now. Time to put one into the net. Not that one, though. Madeline Doring handles it well. Genevieve sends it over. Nicely done. Comes back to Montoya. Montoya. Excellent dig by Triton.
Right back at her.
Grace Romine right down there getting that one out. Digging it out of the floorboards and still.
Yeah, but just couldn't get it up to be controllable. And Hamilton wanted to send it right back to her.
Montoya sends it. Doring. Laura sets it this time nicely. Genevieve puts it over. Well done. And that's going to be in.
Finds a hole.
Yeah.
A little bit on Laura there. She was leaving her defensive spot just a little bit too early. Something she knows she needs to work on. She's mentioned that again over breakfast. We talk about some of this stuff.
That's always tough when you're the dad trying to find the right moment to talk to your daughter about what she did right and wrong in a game. My daughter, Maeve, who's in UMass now, can tell you that she really loved hearing me call her basketball games and calling out things that she was doing right and wrong on the court while she was doing them. And at least once I told her not to take a three as she was taking a three, and she hit it. So you would think that would have shut me up for a while, but it didn't.
Well, at least up here she can't hear me. Yeah, but she actually is pretty good about understanding her. We're just like, hey, what do you need to work on? And she'll say, hey, I've been leaving my defensive spot a little bit too soon. I need to make sure I wait for that ball to not go that spot. And
so Montoya again, hopefully frozen a little bit, get out of her rhythm, but she sends it to Doring, to Laura, and then a little bit of miscommunication. Brianna and Kendall can't quite get on the same page for that. Here's where this team needs to kind of come together. Get a little bit of that laughing and smiling they were doing before, because they are definitely tight now as Hamilton-Wenham has gone on quite a run.
And Jenna lets that one go, and
it'll drop in. So an 8-2 run here by Hamilton-Wenham to take a 6-point lead. It was 4-0. They've come back 6-12 now, and Montoya's just been serving and serving and serving. They need to break this. Brianna sends it over. Good play. That's going to be hard, and that's going to be it finally.
Nice back step by Laura there to get to Brianna. Something she's talking about trying to do. Back setting is hard. You're literally just hoping you put it in the right spot. And she did a good job there. And you got to trust your right side hitter to be in the right spot as well.
Right. Because again, that's eyes in the back of your head. That's that court vision we were talking about before. 22 with a chance.
Nice dig.
Madeline Doring pulls it out. And Grace Romine
into the net. Tough when you're hitting back row when you're a front row hitter normally. Because front row hitter, you're getting up and trying to hit down on that ball. Back row, you got to hit a little more level and flat. Slightly different arm action.
So number 16 finds that spot on the floor. I want to say she did that on purpose, just the way that Triton was set up.
Triton's got a big hole there.
Yeah. And I'm guessing she's going to aim for that spot again.
I would.
And she does.
Yep. And it goes back over.
Excellent job by Romine to get underneath that. Romine again sits it up. And instead of a back set, it's to Emma Campbell. And there we go.
There we go.
Sends it into the stands.
Into the stands, into I think that was Bree Welsh's mom.
It is, yep. And Ben Hall sitting behind her, and Ben Walsh, Brianna's sister, whose name just went right out of my head, which is horrible.
Plays soccer, I think.
Yes. Chaley. Jeez Louise, why did that take so long? Okay.
Haley with the serve. That goes over.
Here comes Brianna Welch. I'm sorry, Emma Campbell that time. 22.
Nice swing, and it's out.
That was out. That was out. That was out. That was out. So Triton's hanging around, just down by 5 now. Get some points, getting to double digits. Yeah. That one's going to go long. Seemed like it came off her hand.
Yeah, it looks like she stepped a little bit. Like she had a double step on there and got out of her rhythm a little bit.
Yeah. 18 now for Hamilton-Wenham in the serve. Nice play by Madeline. That one's tight to the net.
Yep.
Well done, Emma Campbell again.
Good job.
There's your Cape Ann All-Star.
I think the important thing for a setter too is you always need to, who's the hot hand, right? At some point in time, when you want to distribute the ball as much as you can, but who's getting the points?
Right.
If you get it to you and you don't do anything with it, then
Good serve. Hamilton-Wenham with a chance here. A little miscommunication. They send it over, though. Romine to Laura. Back to Romine. That's
nice
her spot.
Nice spot.
That's her spot on the floor right there.
So there's the importance of Laura getting that ball over to the right side, over the outside hitter, giving her a chance. So falling within 4 now. Another nice serve.
Alexander sends it over, and here comes Hamilton-Wenham the other way. Good play. What's going to happen here? Into that. A little bit too much there for Triton to handle.
Yeah, Laura went underneath, it looks like. So Bob telling Laura, just go for the block on that. Don't try to hit it over. So let's see if the Vikes can break serve here and get it right back.
Good play by Triton, and here's Emma Campbell with a chance to put it away. Nope, going to go to Hamilton-Wenham. Chance for them. Going to be tough to play, but Romine has it.
Nice top spin.
And a chance again for Hamilton-Wenham. Chance to set something up here, and she goes to the back line. Really good set of volleys here by both teams. Good recovery. Laura is going to send it to Grace. Is going to tap it over into nowhere.
Yeah, good job.
Perfectly
good
done.
Job. Good rally. Good teamwork there.
Perfectly done by the Triton Vikings. Kept that alive and then had an opportunity. It seemed like Hamilton-Wenham just left so much space right there in the middle of the court.
Good heads-up play by Laura there, setting to the back row, knowing she couldn't where she was. She really couldn't get a good set to the front row.
Emma Campbell puts it over.
And miscommunication again on Generals.
There we go. They close it to 3. Triton needs to keep this going here. Keep Emma serving. Get a little run. Nice serve over. Again,
that was a double. That bounced off her face.
No question it did. That is tight to the net, but Liebert gets to it. Miscommunication again, so Hamilton-Wenham having a hard time figuring out what they're doing. Grace Romine.
Chance that a little bit.
So Triton needs to take advantage of this miscommunication, and I wouldn't be surprised if Hamilton-Wenham calls a timeout here soon, because there's been multiple plays where they just haven't seemed to be on the same page. I don't know if it's because he's got different players out there now that didn't play as much. I haven't seen 15 in a while.
15 hasn't been right now, so maybe he does. Maybe he's taking advantage of giving the girls some playing time. There's 15 girls on this Hamilton-Wenham team, so give him a chance to get some playing time in. You got to build a program. Right. He's going to lose 8 seniors this year, so got to give those other kids a chance to play. And into the net again.
Number 11. 11 mistakes on the night, putting it right into the net.
That's a tough line to balance on. You got to build for the future, but you got this year as well, and because you're always rebuilding in high school, right? You're always losing someone. You're always rebuilding.
Right. Good serve from Triton. Ball's close to the net. Chance for number 8. She makes a good play. Laura with a good play. And that one's close to the net. And I think
Kendall went down. Looks like she was down.
She slipped on something or tripped on something.
I don't know. Looks like she was ready for that and just went down for some reason. Coach asking if it was slippery there. She said no.
So we've got 3 football players here still getting the chant going. Good for them. Up and over. Brianna, Laura.
That was probably going out. So nice gift.
Kendall got a gift there, no question. That ball stayed, unfortunately, on the Triton side of the net.
And it's so important to get your hands over that net and pointing down.
Hamilton-Wenham now 19-14. 21 with the serve. Good communication by Triton Vikings on who's got it. Brianna sends it over. Chance now. And number 18 for the Hamilton-Wenham Generals got a little bit of a gift there. Morgan Etna, a freshman, out on the floor.
That rolled off of Kendall's hands there on the block. She's shaking her head. She says she knows she should have had that one.
And here comes Hamilton again. This one's way over. Brianna not wanting to put herself into the chairs, which is smart. And Triton now in trouble because now it's a 7-point gap. I think it's the largest it's been so far in this set. 7 points spread here, and they're only 4 away. Brianna gets it way over, though, and that one's going to come into the net, unfortunately.
So looking forward to next week. We have Ipswich. I think we're traveling to Ipswich, and then we have Pentucket here.
Nice. That's a good rivalry, right? Pentucket?
Yes, it is.
Good long ball. Chance for Triton to do something here. Brianna sends it over. Got to get some miscommunication going over there again. And instead, it's a great shot by number 8, Montoya. He's having a fantastic day here at Triton.
A timeout, it looks like, for Triton.
Timeout now, a 9-point lead.
Yeah, so Ipswich will be a challenge. They didn't lose too many girls coming off of their championship season. Grace Sorensen is their leader over there, a senior. Probably going to be in the running for the MVP for is it the Baker division? Or
yeah,
I don't know. Either her or Alec Goulmet from Linfield. But then Pentucket, that is a rebuilding program completely. They lost 7 seniors last year. Did not have any juniors playing last year. So right now they have 3 juniors and a bunch of sophomores and freshmen playing.
So that should be, and that's a home game you said for Triton.
Home game for Triton, yeah.
Nice.
Excited to see their new gym though. I've seen pictures and it looks nice compared to the old barn that they used to have.
That old barn was a basketball house of horrors for Triton, so just getting the ghosts out of there will be a good thing. All right, here we go. 23-14. Hamilton-Wenham serving. Looks like it's number 22. Grace Roebuck, senior captain. Sorry, number 21. Laura sends it to, Kendall. Yep, Kendall, and she puts it over.
Again, kind of put that in the dead zone there.
Number 8 sends it long. Yep. Nice.
Yeah, so they got a little lucky there. Laura put that one between the two middle and the outside hitter.
All right, Grace Romine to serve. Need to go on a roll here.
Looks like Taryn Lieber coming in to play outside. So again, looks like Coach Bob's giving everyone else a little chance. Oh, nice. So again, communication issues there for Hamilton-Wenham.
Yeah, so that's Taryn Lebrecht, who's also a junior coming in here now, closest to us on the front line.
She played on JV last year with Laura.
Grace Romine with another good serve.
And that's going to be
2
weeks in a row.
Another good point.
So you say there's a chance.
So Triton already having a better game than the last one, outscoring themselves in the last game. When, like you said, it doesn't matter unless you win the set, but they could do something here. Grace Romine, another great serve. This one they're probably going to get over, and they do. Grace is there, Laura's there, and a chance for her right there. Oh, that's going to be tough. Good play by Taryn, got that over.
Yeah.
Definitely unexpected for where it was going to go, but now we're at match point.
Yeah, I don't think Taryn was expecting that ball.
Right. So match point for the Hamilton-Wenham Generals here tonight. Number 8 serving. Going to go to Madeline, to Laura, to Kendall. And that looks long, and unfortunately it is. And that's a tough way to go out on a ball that you could have had, but Triton Vikings go down, this time 25-17. And they're going to lose 3 sets to 1.
So they'll get the work cut out for them again with Ipswich, Division 4, defending champion, next on the docket.
And then a Pentucket team they should play really well against.
They should play well against. I mean, I don't want to say too much about Pentucket. I got some friends over there.
Sure.
But, they do have some good players. They are rebuilding, but they are returning a bunch of their starters from the varsity side, even though they're younger. So, Pentucket, we'll see what happens. I think Pentucket was playing, I think, Ipswich tonight, or maybe they're playing someone good tonight.
Right.
So.
And when you look at what you've seen, so this is game 3, they're 0-3. But would you put this game as they played better than they played against? Because this looked like a solid Hamilton-Wenham team to me. I mean, obviously I didn't see the Georgetown game, but they looked like it was a strong competition. It wasn't like they played badly against somebody that isn't good.
No,
they played well against a team that plays well.
Played well against a team that plays well, that has their stuff together. And, again, they're learning. And I think as the season goes on, when they play again in 3 or 4 weeks, we might see a different game. Between these two, a more competitive one. Yeah, it's a learning process. So.
Yeah, third game of the season. As long as they continue to get better, the opportunity to play well into the end of the season, into the playoffs is there. So
right.
You don't want regression. You just want to keep getting a little bit better.
And if you're getting into the playoffs, you want to be going to the playoffs playing well. It's just like, how many times do we see the Patriots lose, go 2-2 and then win it all, because they they played well when it mattered at
Right.
the end of the season. So.
Yeah. Well, they'll be lucky to get 2 wins this year. But anyway.
And this is really preseason 4. If you think about it for the Vikings, a lot of these teams do play scrimmages. The Vikings didn't have scrimmages. So, they haven't had that opportunity to play together. So this is their preseason. First 4 games, that is their preseason. We'll see what happens with Pentucket.
Yeah.
So.
Excellent. Well, good luck to them. Thanks. I really enjoyed this. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Thank you,
Do it
Bob,
again,
as
hopefully.
always. And, I have no idea what my schedule is, but I'll be here whenever I can be. So, excellent. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, VTV.
Thank you.